I'm in the Midlands of England. I sit within a mild temperature of a microclimate where rainfall is spread fairly evenly across the year. Extreme weather is uncommon, but seasonal change is consistent and visible. The landscape is shaped by rivers, floodplains, clay soils and surrounding farmland. These conditions support a mixed riparian, woodland and agricultural ecosystem. It's not rare or untouched, but it is stable. Common mammals in this region include foxes, badgers, hedgehogs, rabbits, hares, grey squirrels, field mice, voles, rats, moles, stoats, weasels, bats and deer, most commonly roe and muntjac. Along the waterways, otters and water voles are occasionally also present. Bird life is consistent all year round. Species typically found include mallards, coots, moorhens, swans, geese, herons, cormorants, gulls, wood pigeons, collared doves, magpies, crows, rooks, jackdaws, starlings, blackbirds, robins, wrens, blue tits, great tits, long-tailed tits, chaffinches, goldfinches, sparrows, buzzards, kestrels and occasionally red kites. Along the riverbanks, kingfishers and grey wagtails can sometimes be seen. On the water itself, activity continues even in winter. Here's a pair of riverbirds balancing on a floating buoy. One of them's doing something that resembles a mating display. Small movements, repeated precisely, holding its wings up. That, or perhaps he's just trying to dry himself off. You can never really tell. No obvious urgency, just persistence. Nearby, these darker-looking duck-type things with lighter beaks move like ducks but behave slightly differently. They drift low in the water and change direction in small, controlled turns. The exact label doesn't change the behaviour. Amphibians include frogs, toads and newts, including smooth newts and, in suitable habitats, great crested newts. Reptiles are limited but present. In fact, I once saw a turtle hanging out by the riverside, and I'm pretty sure it was the one that my friend put in the river when we were younger. Mainly grass snakes and slow worms. Fish species common around here include roach, perch, pike, chub, bream, carp, gudgeon and eels. The majority of animal life here is invertebrate. Earthworms, beetles, ants, flies, wasps, bees, butterflies, moths, dragonflies, damselflies, spiders, snails and slugs. Plant life is dominated by the deciduous trees oak, ash, sycamore, beech, birch, willow, hawthorn and elder. Ground cover consists of grasses, nettles, brambles, ivy, reeds and seasonal wildflowers. During winter, growth slows and stops, but the system remains active. Near the water, sections of concrete infrastructure show signs of wear. A visible crack runs through part of the pier beside the weir. Water enters the gap easily. This is not sudden damage. It's the result of repeated freeze-thaw cycles, water pressure and time. Exposed quartz can be seen in places along the bank. Quartz is one of the most common minerals on Earth. It's used in watches, electronics, glass and construction. Despite this, it's often treated as decorative or symbolic. Neither affects its function. The surrounding trees are deciduous. They shed their leaves annually to reduce water loss and structural stress. This isn't a choice or adaptation through effort. It's a programmed response. Growth resumes when conditions allow. This area is sometimes described as nature reclaiming space. That's not entirely accurate. Nothing is reclaimed. Human structures degrade and biological systems occupy the available gaps. The process doesn't accelerate, pause, or announce itself. The river continues to move. The buoy continues to drift. The birds continue their small routines. The birds continue their small routines. The pier continues to separate. The trees remain dormant. Each operates its own timeline. There is no conflict, only overlap. You'll notice that not all of the trees here are native in the older sense. Some species arrived only in the last few hundred years, brought in deliberately for timber, estate planting, or appearance. Others spread because they were useful, hardy, or simply hard to get rid of. Over time, they stop feeling foreign and just become part of the background. There's a lot of local folklore tied to places like this. Rivers were often treated as boundaries between parishes, estates, and sometimes even between ideas of safety and danger. Certain trees were thought to mark crossings, meeting points, or places where something had happened, even though no one remembered exactly what. Older stories tend to avoid detail. They don't explain much. They just note a place that mattered and then move on. Even now, people slow down slightly near water or pause without knowing why. Some habits outlast the reasons for them. You're listening to